Do we know what tipped the scale for Queiroz?
No, I think...
Is it just more World Cup experience?
Yeah, and I just think if you look at Queiroz and Fernando Santos, who I think initially also... I think he was a strong second.
Fernando Santos, former Portugal national team coach.
The winner of the Euros with Portugal. But his football style was considered a lot more than what Queiroz provides.
A lot more defensive.
Yes. And
has he coached in Africa?
And you would also want to consider public sentiment. If Queiroz is even generating this kind of sentiment, you can imagine the hoopla that would have been generated by... Sometimes you don't need those kind of distractions.
Why? Is it like people don't know him?
Fernando Santos?
Yeah.
No, people know him. People say his football is not attractive. And,
why
he's old too.
Why didn't they give it to
Paulo Bento?
Because I thought Bento is much younger. It looks more innovative.
And again, public sentiment weighed heavily.
I wanted him, actually.
General public sentiment was heavily against Bento because they felt he was the antichrist of football.
What does that mean?
He plays haram ball.
What's haram ball? What is haram ball?
Also very, very ultra defensive.
Okay. They want a bit of flowing football.
And the banter was that if Ado beat him at the last World Cup, what is he coming to do in Ghana when?
But he still qualified for the next round when we failed.
Exactly, when we didn't. But that's what I'm saying, that sometimes we let the banter affect our clear appreciation.
So Queiroz is a safe choice.
For now, yes. I also think the ability the amount of money on the table and his willingness perhaps to accept the money on the table now was a good one. And then his perhaps willingness not to look at a long-term arrangement now.
What I find interesting is that he hasn't worked with a black African team.
He was coach of South Africa.
When?
He qualified South Africa to the 2002 World Cup.
Oh, okay.
He didn't go because there was a dispute.
But he qualified them.
But he was the one who qualified the
2002.
Yes.
All right. But I think the work he did in Egypt was decent. To take Egypt to the AFCON final with a very average team.
A very average team who played some horrible football. But they were very hard to break down. That was the most important thing. But they were very hard to break down.
I think at this stage, Ghanaians want the team to progress.
Yes.
The beautiful football, when you
have the talent,
it's beautiful.
The beautiful football comes. That's what I'm saying. That's not team football is by.
Even Brazil is beautiful football. It's not taking them anywhere these days.
Yeah, they brought Ancelotti to come and fix the problems there.
Brazil has been. When's the last time they won the World Cup? 2002.
Yeah, it's been a while.
When you were in Legon.
Yeah.
So Brazil has suffered.
Yeah. Brazil brought in a coach who is considered, I've forgotten his name, is it Doriva or something? He was the Fluminense coach. Look, he's one of the most innovative attacking coaches I have ever seen.
It didn't work.
Charlie, they were getting lashed all over the place. They say, Maza, you are attacking football. You wait for us. Wait for us.
Why did Brazil go for Ancelotti? Because he's also not done a national team before.
Because, the thing is this, and if you read the Brazilian papers and Brazilian journalists, they also complain about the loss of identity. Their game has become heavily European.
Yeah.
And there's this thinking at the moment that you cannot win the World Cup playing the native
South
American
football.
style.
No.
The game has gone way beyond that. So you need somebody who can bring that. You also need somebody who has authority at the moment.
So Ancelotti, now he says you won't even play a Neymar.
Because a Brazilian coach would succumb to the pressure.
Oh, so they are like us, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Their media will finish you.
Charlie, but there's no difference. That's why we are the Brazil of Africa, and they are the Ghana of South America.
So Ancelotti is a strategic. Bring an outsider who has authority, he has experience. You can't criticize him.
Understands the current game of the modern European powers.
And as a man manager.
Yeah, because now you have to navigate France, you have to navigate England, you have to navigate Spain.
Because they've been looking for Ancelotti for a long time.
These are the big boys. Now you have to navigate Croatia.
I think Ghana, we should rally around this decision, because from what you're saying even about Ancelotti, and I'm looking at Queiroz as an experienced coach with over 40 years of experience. He has seen a lot of things. And I was telling you
that's my first thinking of what would have moved Kurt and his people.
Yeah, Charlie.
This man will not get us embarrassed.
We will be decent.
Yes,
we will be decent.
Yeah, you play the games and you think like he will give you a chance to be in the game. Considering the kind of group we are in, he will give you a chance to be in the game as long as possible.
And it's not the worst group in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, but
it's not the worst group.
Croatia, Panama is not.
So
if you're a bit sensible, you can navigate.
I was